You see this one where they campaign with Amaritella every time. As you enter the office, so we go change that for you. This one not a normal face, so we go change that. Mr. President Obi, I know they see his face. You know, say,
tell him.
We for South, we know they fear anybody.
Go tell him.
We know they fear anybody.
Oh, tell him. Tell him.
Mr. President, may I stop here? No, may I stop here? Mr. President, I want to see President. I want to see
Make you tell him.
Mr. President, it's not a day here, so a day house. And if I never tell you before, may I tell you now? If you enter there, you do anyhow. You go see anyhow.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How on a day today? I hope all of on a day well. Today, we get some videos for our table. We're going to say work quickly, if you make you watch concerning the things we're going to say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. This one at the video going to be said if they happen for Delta State, which is town hall meeting when it be say Peter Obi hold with the students of Delta State Warri today when it be the 9th of January 2023. And from this very rally, Aisha Yusufu, when it be the campaign manager of Peter Obi, come aside before the entire students called the attention of Peter Obi and warn her. Then I say, if he eventually become the president of this country and he abandon the youth and students and Nigerians and all the promises when he say he don't make to us, him, which is Peter Obi, will see anyhow. This one a comment when he say Aisha Yusufu made publicly when he say I will leave you to watch right now before the entire people when he say they gather for this rally. Now so it's supposed to be. Not to get president when he say he will call Lord himself over us when he send a message to make sure say he bring back a good report to us. Now, before we go on, I want to quickly beg you for one favor. I beg help us to like this video because I'm the only one will be say YouTube and Facebook will fit help us recommend this video to each and every one of us all over the world. The more this video get likes, the more they recommend them to people. Now, their own policy now ain't be that very one. Thank you so much for your support. Now, I will leave you to hear everything when it be say it happen for this very town hall meeting when it be say Peter Obi and that he hold with the students of Delta State. Watch, we'll come back for more.
Hello, everyone. Greatest Nigerian people. Greatest Nigerian people. Of the greatest 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 Nigerian people.
Great
area. You know, sir, I don't like yes that this way. After I know say na South babe I be. No sir, no they carry last. Anywhere with a show. The 7 people no show for here. That's what they happen. For this Nigeria, and all of us get down. You know, the greatest tragedy we have in this country is that a lot of citizens have been told that they are slaves and they have believed that they are slaves. We are here today to tell everyone that we are citizens and we are not slaves. Yesterday died last night. So those things that they normally say to you that you cannot, that as citizens, you cannot stand for yourselves, that as citizens, you cannot be, it has died. A new Nigeria is possible. And that's what Peter Obi is here. That's what he represents.
Oh, yes.
Every one of us has said to all of us, we all are running for president. We all are in this together, the country. And we all must ensure that at the end of the day, we will have a country where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. Their parents oppressed our parents. They have oppressed us. We must never allow their children to oppress our children. We must build a country that works for all of us. We must build a nation where good quality education is not dependent on the economic status of one's family. A nation where all of us can stand and we know that we have a level playing ground. A nation where lives must matter. A nation where some people are not forgotten in IDP camps. I see a new Nigeria, and that new Nigeria is coming. A new Nigeria where the president will not go outside for medical treatment and leave his fellow citizens here to suffer. A nation where they will not say to you, why are you criticizing the president? That he's old enough to be your grandfather. We say to them, we didn't vote anybody to be our grandfather. We voted for somebody to be the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Oh, yes.
And we have a Peter Obi today who says he will take responsibility. He's not going to blame anyone. He's going to stand firm and lead as a leader should lead. We have someone with empathy, with competence, with character, with capacity. And this is the time for us all to stand. Don't ever believe what they say to them. Stephen Biko said something. He said that the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed.
Oh, yes.
It's the mind of the oppressed.
Oh, yes.
When they take away your mind, they take away everything. They tell you that you cannot be. Once upon a time in this country, they told us that mobile phone was not for the poor, and we believed them. Never again in this country will we believe them when they tell us we cannot. We have a Nigeria, and this Nigeria is for all of us. And no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigeria. As I did, so may I drop that English. May you come back home. You know, say everything I package, that for them, may you drop.
Thank you.
I want to come out before I go. May I tell all of you, say, now see this country where we take here, so now we all got to get them. Nobody, we go run now, bros. Now when they tell us, say, you get some people they tell us now their turn. This one in Nigeria turn. We got to go, this country where we get, so we got to all need. We don't go sit down, they do that when they do, they know they fear face. Then they look us, where we citizens, where we say, are we supposed to get the power? Now we can't fear them. What in our shoe? What did happen now? What did happen? As we dare here, so we know we carry last.
At all.
They just send our 4 people, they tweet for room. See as 4 people, just they swear. They swear. They swear. They swear they go. We be like Gary. You put water for us, we go they swear. 4 people don't they increase all over the country. So as I dare here swear, may I tell every one of us, may we go collect our PVC. You see that thing where we they go do protest. When they go carry tear gas, they go tear gas us. We go sit down for one place. They will tell us, say we know rich. People come and say, no, they kill us. They come out, they kill us there. Time don't reach where we go use our PVC. You see that our PVC, now be the new placard where we go carry. You know where the protest ground be? Now we know where the protest ground be. Poly unit. We died here. We know they move. No shaking. No retreat, no surrender.
Yes.
Now our country be this, and we go stand, we go fight for Nigeria.
Oh, yes. Oh.
We go fight for Nigeria where we say, when the next children go come, they go meet country where we say, we not going to shame they carry our passport. And we get Mr. Peter Obi. And for me, he go to office, finish. You see this one where they campaign with Amaritella every time. As we enter the office, so now we go change that for you. This one not our normal face, so we go change that.
Tell them, tell them.
Accountable.
Tell them.
And as he dey here, so not say, you know, one person in their house, they form. Even they form for every, if you come house, they form. Mr. President Obi, I know they see his face.
Tell them.
No, na clear road. May I move there?
Tell them, go tell them.
You know, say,
tell them.
we for Sasa, we know they fear anybody.
Go tell them.
We know they fear anybody.
Hey, tell them. Tell them.
Mr. President, may I stop here? No, may I stop here? Mr. President, I want to see President. I want to see
Make you tell them.
Mr. President, it's not as I day here, so I day house. And if I never tell you before, may I tell you now? If you enter there, you do anyhow. You go see anyhow. I mean, that be so.
Tell them, oh. We don't tell them, oh. We don't tell them, oh. Thank you.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say all of una don't hear everything by una selves. I know we fit climb na grand na in there for the talking. Not be when they say we don't climb reach middle. before we contemplate whether we will continue or to return back. I believe now so is supposed to be. Now one thing to get president, now another thing to get president when he be say yes, he will listen and also bring back reports according as we make our agreement right from the beginning. Now, after this very event, I will also leave you to hear the response of Peter Obi for this same town hall meeting when he be say he hold with the student after the speech of Aisha Yusufu. I'll come back.
Let me establish some housekeeping rules. Please. Obedience. Please, let me establish some housekeeping rules. Please. I've thanked the organizers of this event, those who invited us here, and I have to plead one thing with you. Please, I'm sure I'm not the only presidential candidate you see. But please, when Nigeria there now, not be time when somebody come, we go begin sing. No singing. Not be time when person come, we begin dance. Not be time when person go come, we begin take picture. Now time to take what the man is saying. So that tomorrow, like Aisha said, when the man enter, begin do another thing, all of us go there street say, Oga, not be the thing where we pay, they give us. We don't want that. We are here for town hall meeting, and like I told the organizers, what I want to do is to take 2, 3, 4 questions and be able to make my speech, because I come meet you, make I know your problem. If I come here and tell you, say, I'm going to build you heaven and everything, I'm wasting your time. So don't sing. Time for singing will come. When we do the work, then we'll come back and sing. We're not going to sing before work. Thank you. Question and answer.
My name is Mr. Francis Iwadon. I'm from Uwe Ward 5. Mr. President, Sir Peter Obi, my question is, we the largest voters number in Nigeria, with voters card, the Nigerian youths, we have staked all our all coming out everywhere you go, wanting to show our support for you, telling you that there is no going back for us. We have decided that this election is for us, and we want to make the decision that this is the president we vote for. Mr. President, sir, eventually, by the special grace of God, you will win this election. What are the modalities you have put in place? Should there be any threat in your life to either leave the seat, as it is anticipated by many of your followers that when he wins, they may not allow him to sit on the seat? What are the modalities you've put in place that our vote counts?
Next question.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Gini Kachukwa from Nigeria. My question is, we came in yesterday from Asana with so many abandoned structures like DSC and some other ones. I feel like a place to start. Abandoned structures, abandoned manufacturing building in Delta like DSC. And we know the employment capacity and strength that place could yield. So what are you going to do about that? And worry people.
Thank you. Your Excellency, she's talking about the moribund industries. And what are you going to do? Yes, please.
My name is Kawe Comfort. Please, sir. My question is on education. By the grace of God, I know you will win this election and become the next president of Nigeria.
So what do we do?
I want to ask you, what is your intention towards education? Because our schools are suffering.
Okay, the fourth one.
Your Excellency, My name is Frank Chubanwobo. I'm from Ward 4. I live in Warri. My question is, please, sir. Warri Port for ages, we've been hearing about dredging Warri Port since we came to this town. And up to this time, the port has not been dredged. It has turned to where people use for prayers instead of business. And again, I want to ask you which idea you have for this northern youth that are suffering, especially these ones you are carrying iron damage all over the country. Our brothers in the north, we know it usually, we used to have animal husbandry, tin and columbites, granite pyramids, all these things that keep them busy.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Okay, please, let's answer the ones that we asked. I know nobody's taking note, but the first question was...
I'm taking note.
What do you want? What first question?
The moribund industries.
No.
Yes, that if you win and they do not allow you get in, what do you do? And what are the modalities?
We'll be very quick. That question, my brother, if I said to you it's not necessary, you don't need to worry yourself. When I win, you don't want me to sit down, they allow me to sit down. We'll force them and I'll sit down. We're not in it. Just work hard and make sure we win. Leave the rest for us. We will do what we're supposed to be doing. Then, my sister asked about moribund industries. Let me assure you, it's important. My dear people, listen to our questions. The moribund industries is affecting me and you. The moribund industries is affecting both of us. When we said, I want you to read what we said in our manifesto. We said that number one item we are going to do is to secure and unite Nigeria. Because today we are not united. That will ensure law and order. And number three, that we are going to move the country from consumption to... That moribund industry is what we're suffering. Unless there's production, we can't employ people. Unless there's production, there won't be people Nigerians working. Nigeria has produced the highest number of people living in poverty in any nation of the world. It's because of those moribund industries. And that brings me to the question you asked on issue of Warri Port. Yes, I'm a trader. I've cleared goods in Warri Port. And it's unfair and sad that I was able to clear goods in Warri Port 30-something years ago. And today, when the port is supposed to be growing, is actually the other way around. Sapele used to have a port, not just Warri. Today, nobody talks about Sapele port. So how can colonial masters have a port in Sapele and Warri, and our people have refused? I've said it. One of the greatest everywhere I've been. We will start by first apologizing to people of Niger Delta. Niger Delta, Warri included, would have been the best area of Nigeria now. For what's the sacrifice? For what they put into it. And God gave them ports. We are looking for ports. The reason why that is not working is because we are not productive. If we are productive, the ports should have been for export, should have been for import. But because there's no economic activity, we cannot continue this way. Where the only thing we hope as a country is oil when we have opportunity. And you said, what are we going to do to our northern borders? And I said it now to you. The greatest physical asset of this country is in the north. The greatest physical asset of this country is in the north. But because we abandoned it, because we are a consuming nation, we are all suffering. We are looking for oil. Oil export last year. Oil export last year. Total money Nigeria earned from oil last year is below $20 billion. In 2021, total revenue Nigeria got from oil is below $20 billion. Nigeria is a country of 200 million people. We have one state, if we know what we're doing, can help us earn something. Nigeria is 923,000 square kilometers of land. That's what we are. A tiny country like Netherlands, tiny country like Netherlands, if you minus water, that's 33,000 square kilometers of land. So if Nigeria decides to give them land, if we decide to give them land, we will still have 8, if you minus 923 for 33,000, we have 90,000 square kilometers left. I know that I can turn around this country. I'm contesting it because I know that I'm qualified to do the job.
No doubt.
So election of next month will be based on character. It will be based on competence. It will be based on commitment. And based on compassion. We want people who want to save Nigeria. And I'm saying to Nigerians, vote for me and hold me responsible. I have a new Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say all of you don't hear everything by una self. They know the tell blind man say ready for. When the time reach and the feeling and effects, you go know. Say this one are Ray or this one are song. Now, so we'll talk and reach concerning this matter. We'll leave you to share your own opinion with us in the comment section, even as we draw the line here. We will see you when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.